Jimmy Butler scored 40 points in the second half. He was outstanding.
Jimmy Butler, a driving layup. Jimmy starting to assert himself. Jimmy right now is asking for the ball every time down the floor.
We went back in the locker room. I told my guys I'm going to come out being aggressive. They got me the ball, and I finished a couple at the rim.
Butler into the lanes. Good with the left hand and scores. Jimmy for three. Oh, stop it, JB. Stop it. Jimmy driving, shooting with the left hand and scoring. He is wearing the Raptors out. Butler raises up, fires.
Oh, Jimmy G.
Buckets. And a foul.
The G stands for gets. Oh, that's a killer.
Jimmy Butler putting 42 on Toronto, including the game winner. The 4 highest scoring games of Jimmy Butler's career all occurred this season, including a career-high 53 versus Philly back in January. You can see it's been a steady climb for Chicago's 2-time All-Star. Which brings us to a very intimate, private conversation with Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy, I know it's been a disappointing season in Chicago. So my question for you is from the inside out with you and the organization. There's been a lot of speculation about where you stand, where they stand. In particular, GM Gar Forman and the famous, "We have to explore all options with Jimmy" quote. Where is it right now? Set us straight.
I think we're fine. I think I'm in a good place. I think they love who I am, the player that I am. But I didn't do my job this year, so I'm not mad at that quote by all means. It's going to make me better.
Do you feel like this is a place you're going to stay? You're not going anywhere. You're a Bull.
I think so. I just signed last year. I played here my entire career. I love the city and the guys that I continue to play with.
You know, I admire you accepting responsibility the way you've taken it in terms of, look, I didn't do enough to get our team there. I didn't play well. And so many times we read the narrative in the newspaper or you hear on the news about you not getting along with this person or this person don't get along with that person. But you just came straight out and was like, hey, look, I got to do better. And the reason we're not in a good position is because of me. Put the weight on my shoulders.
I can handle that.
Where did that type of responsibility and understanding about the game come from?
Because
who taught you that?
Who taught me that is myself. I think I put in enough work in the offseason to know what I'm capable of on the basketball floor. I don't think you can ever blame a relationship that I have with anybody, whether it be Derek, which we don't have a problem, Coach Hoiberg, which we don't have a problem. Put it on me that I didn't do enough to help my team win. I can accept that. I can get better in that aspect of the game.
We need more superstars like yourself.
Superstars are stretch.
Yeah, well, stretch. I like you.
Thank you.
And Jimmy, take it a step further because we talk a lot about leadership, and not everybody is comfortable in that role. And I would even suspect for yourself because of the journey you've gone on as an NBA player. When did you start to feel like it was your responsibility to be a leader, and when did you become comfortable being a leader?
It's still a learning curve for me because if you go back, maybe besides talking about high school, which I was just bigger and more athletic than everybody, I've never been the best player on my team. I've never had to be a leader, whether junior college, at Marquette, I wasn't that good of a player. And then now the position I am, I'm learning how to be a leader, whether it's vocally, on the floor. But now I think it comes with it. It comes with being an all-star, a starter, the contract that I just received. You have to learn how to lead, and I have to get better at it.
When you look at the growth in your game in terms of what you try to add to your game every year, you've always been a really good post-up player, but now the 3-ball is kind of in your weaponry. So what is it that you're looking to add now to your game?
Better ball handling. Like you back.
Oh, I can help you with that.
Oh, you got it. Okay. How much you charge?
Free.
It's all like free. That. I'm gonna fire my trainer. And obviously the 3-ball, I think that's the way that the game is going now. As a 2-guard, you got to be able to shoot from the outside and spread the floor. But I'm always go to what my bread and butter is, a little post up, get into the rim, and to the charity stripe.
Jimmy, you mentioned Derrick Rose and that you're good with him. Do you enjoy playing with Derrick?
I do. I really do enjoy playing with him because I think the way that we play, we can get up and down the floor so very quickly, play off of one another. Obviously, we're both slashers, but we're both working on the outside jump shot. So if we continue to work, get time in on the floor together, we'll be great.
Talk a little bit about the dynamic, and for our fans, because they don't often understand this, you had never played for anybody other than Dibs. and then you get Fred Hoiberg coming in. And that is a big adjustment for a guy, especially in your situation, because he was there as you evolved. You know, you weren't a great player from day one.
Thank you.
And now you've morphed into a great player. And now all of a sudden you got to go learn a different philosophy, different personality. And that is not always an easy transition.
It's not easy. It is literally completely day and night between the two. I think everybody knows the respect that I have for Tibbs. I'm happy for him now, but I got to figure out how to win games under Fred Hoiberg, and it's a learning curve, like I just said. But I'm learning. Whether we sit down and have a beer over the summer, or whether we're going to dinner, I have to learn about him just like he has to learn about me, because we're going to be here for a long time, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. No, and again, that type of mature attitude, and I really have to give you credit for that, because in a lot of controversial situations, in a lot of situations where two individuals are having conflict, people normally run from those situations. You're saying, hey, we got to sit down and we got to figure it out, because we're going to be here for a long time. Most teammates, most coaches, players, and we've seen it a lot in this league, where they just say, hey, we're done. You know, so when you say, okay, we got to have a beer or something together, right? Will that be at your off-season regimen when you're waking up at 5:30 and you saying, hey, coach, let's have a beer at 5:30 in the morning? Or is it going to be at the midnight workout? Because you work out 3 times a day in off-season,
3, 4,
right?
something in there. I think it'll have to be before I start my workout, because my trainers don't like for me to drink. So I try to sneak in a beer here and there. But I just think that we both want to win, and maybe we go about it differently, but we have the same goal. So we have to figure out how we can both calm each other's nerves. And I'm nervous all the time. I'm nerve-wracked all the time. But I think at the rate that we're moving and how we've learned this year, it's a big jump from the beginning to where we are now.
Jimmy, you're a workout fiend. You know you love it. How are you going to get that to transfer into staying healthy during the season? Or is there an association with those two things, or has it just been coincidence?
Some people say, I work out too much, but I think injuries happen. The player that I am today is because of how hard I work, the amount of time that I put into the gym. So I can't say, hey, I'm gonna take a step back, because I'm scared that when I take that step back, I'm not gonna be the player that I wanna be because I took a step back. So I'm gonna continue to go full speed ahead and hopefully pray that I don't get injured.